Hello, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and everybody else under the rainbow of our wonderful community. How are you doing? Today, we are back with another sexy, spicy September video. We are almost at the end, but we're not losing steam yet. We're still going strong. We still have lots of awesome Otomes to play through and to look at, and I will continue that to the very end of September, I promise you. Today we are checking out My Path, and if you want to check out this game for yourself, all of that info is going to be down in the description box below, along with all of my social media, because I also stream over on Twitch. So if you want to be part of the live Twitch chat when we check out these games, maybe go follow me down there as well. And with that, let's look at My Path. My Path brings you the story of a world facing a crisis. You'll play as a young and skilled researcher called Anna, who has to decide how she's going to help in the fight against a mysterious disease that claimed countless victims and left others in a confused and violent state. To find a solution for this crisis, two groups were organized: the field unit and the research centers. While one is dealing with the people that got infected, the other is searching for a cure. And then it tells us who is in the research center and who is in the field unit, but I don't want to ruin any of that for us, so I'm not going to. And with that, let's go over and look at the game. We're already starting off really strong. Attractive characters, and I love her skirt. I am a sucker for the skirts that are a little bit higher in the front and they get lower as they go to the back. I'm a sucker for that. Also, anything that like hits in this waist area, oh, beautiful. I'm in. I kind of have my eyes set on one of the romances, and if you know which one, if you think you know which one, let me know in the comments below. You think I'm going for, you know, Mr. Knight Green Eyes over here, or am I going for, you know, the bookworm with the white aesthetic? If you think you know, leave me a comment down in the YouTube comments right now. Like, before I even continue on, do it right now. Just look at my settings. I'm in windowed. I put the text speed all the way up. Music and sound are fairly low, but hopefully it comes through on the video. And with that, let's start. Over the last few months, our world has been facing a horrible crisis. A mysterious disease spread and claimed countless victims within a few months. Most people who got infected died within a few days. But some began to lose consciousness and become violent, attacking anyone around them. Months have passed since the first case of the disease, but no one could find a cure. The number of deaths was growing every day, and the infected who turned violent were starting to get completely out of control. Entire cities and towns had to be evacuated to keep the population safe from the sudden attacks. To try to find a solution to this crisis, two groups were organized. The field unit, created by soldiers and researchers, aimed to collect samples and contain the advance of the violent infected, keeping people safe. And the research centers, organized with scholars and alchemists, were tasked with the development of a cure to end this crisis once and for all. Both groups are accepting volunteers with a variety of abilities that are willing to do whatever it takes to help. With everything that's going on, I couldn't stand still. I want to do something to help. I just need to decide which group I should join. How are you going to help in this crisis? Choose your destiny. So, field unit, you will use all your abilities to collect samples and help the soldiers. Be prepared to spend weeks in a camp settled near a forest. Or the research centers, you will use all your abilities to assist in the research to find a cure. Be prepared for long hours in the library and the laboratory. So as I said, we had green-eyed knight over here, knight in shining armor, or bookworm with the white aesthetic. And if you chose bookworm with the white aesthetic, ding ding ding, you are a winner. Please go to your kitchen and get a cookie or something. I don't got anything for you here. All I got is a game. So we're joining the research centers. Oh, I love it. The art style from the main menu page, and the sprite art style is the same. I really, really enjoy that. Again, I think it's just little things that really make a game that much better. So we cannot customize our name or anything in this. We are Anna or Anna, however you want to say it. And yeah, my decision was to join the research centers. I packed my things, and the next day I left for the research center I was assigned to. I followed the instructions I was given and entered a huge library. I went straight to the reception, but there was no one there. I looked around to see if I could find anyone who could help me. The place was full of researchers, but they all seemed pretty busy and focused on their tasks. I got distracted looking at everything, and suddenly I felt a push followed by the sound of several books falling to the floor. She's pretty. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay? I shouldn't carry so many books at once. She started picking up the fallen books, and I decided to help. Thank you. I don't remember seeing you here before. Is this your first day? Yes, I just arrived. Actually, I was looking for someone to give me instructions. Oh, of course. You must be Anna. I was waiting for you, but I had to leave for a few minutes to take care of some chores. My name is Tessa. I'm responsible for the library and for organizing the schedule of all the researchers who are working here. Thank you for choosing to join our research center. We need a lot of help around here. Come with me. I'll show you the place and explain how everything works. Then we'll talk about your tasks. Tessa led me through the library hallways, indicating where everything was. She showed me the dorms and gave me the key to one of the rooms where I would stay. Then we walked among the bookshelves and desks crammed with books, as she explained to me about the organization of the library. Everywhere was full of researchers and scholars like me hunched over large tomes. Tomes? I think it's tomes, and I keep saying tombs. It's tomes. I did this during stream too. I am so bad with pronunciation, y'all. Some of them seemed focused on their reading. Others showed some signs of exhaustion, as if they had spent a few sleepless nights. I'm kind of glad they didn't like straight up be like, hey, here's your main romance. He's the one that's going to be guiding you around. I'm glad there was like an intermediate character, because I do like Tessa's design is very pretty as well. The researchers look tired. The researchers seem let's be really nice and say they're dedicated. No one wants to be told they look tired. We know. If you're like, hey, you look tired, 90% of the time, we fucking know. Yes, most of the people who came to help us are hardworking. Everyone is doing their best to contribute to the researches. At that moment, I realized how hard our task was. The responsibility of finding the cure for a mysterious disease that had already claimed so many victims. All the research and tests done so far had no results. No one was able to find anything that could be effective against the disease. These people have been here for a few months and still didn't find any solution to this problem. I just hope I can contribute in some way. By the way, I saw your file that you have other skills besides being a researcher. Yes, I have training in a few other things. I know the basics of alchemy, herbalism, first aid, etc. That's great. I hope you're willing to use your other skills to help us. Isn't the work here just related to the research to find a cure? That's definitely the main job, but we have some other responsibilities too. I think your knowledge of alchemy will be very useful. But I came here to find a cure. Didn't know I would have to do other jobs. I'm glad to hear that this knowledge can be. You know what? No, I got the knowledge. You want to use it? Let's do this. I'm glad to hear that this knowledge can be useful. It'll be incredibly useful. It's nice to have people with several skills and willing to help. Continuing to talk about the research center, all the work here is funded by the most important lords in the country. They provide the resources to keep this and other centers running. Each research center has a master responsible for organizing the work and analyzing the results we get every week. The one in charge of this research center is Master Albion. He is very committed to the work we do here and dedicate a lot of his time to the researches. He's kind of obsessed with his work. Spends hours and hours in his office. Sometimes I wonder if he ever leaves that office. And there we go, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and everybody else in the world. That's mine. Are you going to complain about my working hours, Tessa? Master Albion! Sorry, Master, I didn't mean to offend. Master Albion seemed to be quite serious and grumpy. Just my type, actually. I was worried he was gonna scold Tessa, but he just sighed as if he was used to hearing that kind of comment. Don't worry about it. It's rare to see you here around here, Master. How can I help you? I just need to check some reports with the researchers. I looked in my office, but I couldn't find any. The reports aren't there? Perhaps I forgot. Damn, I think it's my fault, Master. But don't worry, I'll fix it right away. I'll take care of it, Tessa. You can focus on your other tasks. He stopped for a moment and paid attention to me. Is this one of the volunteers who came to help us? Yes, Master. This is Anna. It's nice to meet you, Master Albion. Welcome, Anna. I hope you can contribute to our research. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to take care of other things. He walked past us without saying anything else. I can't believe I forgot those reports. I've been so busy lately that it's been hard to keep up with everything. But it doesn't matter now. Come on, I'll show you the back part of the library where we have some study desks and access to the research labs. We kept walking through the library, but as soon as we turned into a hallway, we heard an explosion. Oh no, not again. What was that? Someone must have messed up the lab again. Is this normal? Unfortunately, it's pretty common. We've been working day and night to try to find a cure, or at least something that can help control the disease. Most researchers are already quite tired, but they're still trying hard to keep working. The exhaustion is making them lose focus. Sometimes those who work in the lab mix wrong ingredients and cause these accidents. I better go over there. Someone might be hurt. As soon as we entered the lab, I saw that one of the working benches was quite messy and with several broken bottles. Not to mention a dark stain that covered part of the countertop and floor, probably a result of the explosion we heard. Fortunately, the people there didn't get hurt too bad, just a few cuts from the broken bottles. Tessa sent everyone to the infirmary to tend to their injuries and face the mess in the lab. I'll have to clean all this. And I also need to see what was broken and fill out a form to request more material to replace what was lost. She gave a weary sigh and started picking up the shards scattered on the floor. Maybe don't pick them up with your bare hands. That seems like not safe. Just you're gonna get sent to the infirmary next. I know it. I was a bit surprised to see her doing this job. I didn't imagine that the person in charge of the library would do the cleaning too. Don't you have other people to take care of this? Other people to clean up this mess? Unfortunately, we're short on staff at the moment. And I need to make sure nothing slows down the researchers' work, so I end up helping with these small things. She went back to cleaning while I watched. Help her, baby? I bent down and started helping her pick up the shards. You don't have to do this, Anna. I can take care of it. It won't hurt me to help you. We'll be able to finish this faster if we share the work. Thank you. After a few minutes, a white bird flew into the lab. Pretty! Oh, it's so pretty. Nice detail to the animals. Hell yeah. Tessa, I finally found you. I don't know why I'm giving like a polygonal cracker parrot voice, but I'm giving it to him. His name is Archie. I have an urgent message from the field unit. I tried to deliver it directly to Master Albion, but he wasn't in his office. Well, you arrived in one of the rare times when he leaves that place. She took out the message the bird was carrying and hurried to read it. They want another shipment of medicine? But it hasn't been long since we sent the last one. Oh, that's not good, Archie. Master Albion won't be happy about it. How is he doing? As always, I guess. Is he sleeping and eating properly? Tessa shook her head with a worried expression. Archie just sighed. I need to have a serious talk with him. I don't know if he'll listen. But thanks for bringing the message, Archie. I need to finish cleaning up this mess and getting this lab ready to be used again as soon as possible. Aren't you working too much, Tessa? I think we all are. We already have so much to do, and we still have to deal with this kind of things. Don't try to solve everything by yourself. I have more messages to deliver, but I'll be back soon to see how things are going. The bird named Archie left to deliver his messages, leaving us alone in the lab. I don't care if you like that voice. That was fun for me to do, and I enjoy Archie. Archie is now like my favorite character. Can I have more of him, please? I wonder... It wasn't... I gave him that, like, a parrot kind of voice, but he seemed to be more... I know he's probably like an owl, right? But he seemed like more intelligent, like he was talking, you know what I mean? So I wonder what, like, is he truly an animal, or is he someone that shape shifts? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my thinking. I was starting to get worried about the situation. Tessa, is there anything I can do to help? Oh, actually there is. Could you deliver this message to Master Albion while I take care of things here? Sure, I can do that. I believe he's still in the library. As soon as you get back, I'll have solved the problem here, and then we can talk about your daily tasks. I took the message and went back to the library while Tessa dealt with the cleaning. I rushed through the hallways and didn't take long to find Master Albion. Excuse me, Master. I have a message for you. He took the paper from my hand without saying a word. I was silent as he read. How did they manage to use up an entire shipment of medicine in less than a week? And now they expect me to snap my fingers and deliver more immediately? They have no idea how much work it is to produce all this. He was trying to keep a calm expression, but he seemed to be really annoyed by the message. I can't relocate researchers to take care of things like this all the time. How am I going to solve this? You're the new girl, aren't you? Do you have any practical experience with alchemy? I do. I know the basics. It's enough. Come with me. He hurried down the hallways, and I did my best to keep up as he spoke. In addition to the research work to find a cure, our center is also responsible for manufacturing and shipping supplies to the field unit. These supplies are simple medicines that they use on a daily basis to treat wounded soldiers, like painkillers, antibiotics, bombs, etc. Whatever they need to be able to continue with the operations. But it's getting almost impossible to handle these two responsibilities lately. I warned Callian to be responsible with the use of medicines, but each week they consume what we send faster. Callian should be the master in charge of the field unit, which was protecting the cities and dealing with the infected who are beyond saving. I shuddered at the thought of how horrible his job was. The problem is that we can't produce everything they need and still focus on research. We don't have enough people to handle so much work. Master Albion stopped in front of a large bookshelf with some folders and selected some. Here, this is the list of medicine that needs to be made, and these are the instructions on how to make them. I need you to start helping with the production right away. Wait, I'm gonna do what? Medicines. Do you have a problem with that? But I'm a researcher. None. I'll help with that. Like, Tessa asked me earlier if I was, like, into alchemy, and I said, yep, I'm good. Put me where you need help. I don't care. Put me where you need help. I took the medicine list and folders with instructions from his hands. I wasn't expecting to do this kind of work, But if this is what they need, I'll do my best. He watched me for a few moments as I read the list. I thought he was just going to leave without saying anything. Sorry for asking this so suddenly. I know you just arrived. But relocating researchers who are focused on other tasks to do this would delay our work a lot. And the research is already pretty behind the schedule. It's okay. Thank you, Anna. I keep saying Anna like I'm doing Frozen, but I want it to be Anna! Mouth, I need you to work, please. You should find everything you need in the lab. If there is anything missing, you can ask Tessa. He left the library while I was checking all the information about the medicines. When I finished reading, I went to the lab to start working. As soon as I arrived, I noticed that the place was already clean, but Tessa was no longer there. I started to separate the materials and instruments that I would use. The medicines were simple, like Master Albion said, but the amount that needed to be made was quite big. As soon as I start to work, it was clear that it would take me a long time to get everything on the list done. I was feeling a bit frustrated about this. I expected to work as a researcher and wasn't prepared to take care of other tasks. But if this is what they need, I guess I don't have much of a choice. After a few days, I managed to produce all the requested medicine on the list. I was excited to finally start doing some research work. Oh my god, she looks so tired! Poor baby! Good morning, Anna. Did you sleep well? Yes, but you don't look too good. Are you feeling okay? I'm not having much sleep lately. Work has been piling up and I'm having a hard time getting everything done. But I'll be fine, don't worry. Have you finished your work at the lab? Yes, the medicines are all already packed and ready to be sent to the field unit. That's great. Thank you for taking care of this task. It would be a problem to relocate other researchers to work on this. Here, this is your schedule to start working with the research group. If you have any questions or need anything, just call me. And that's how my days as a researcher began. But it wasn't exactly how I imagined. Most of my job was to review the analysis that the researchers did of the samples they received from the field unit. I spent long hours in the library reviewing everything and searching on books if similar results have been observed at other times throughout history. The work started to become quite exhausting and repetitive. Hours and hours of research followed by brief conversations with my coworkers to take notes, but not seeing any real progress happening. Days went by like this, and I saw my colleagues feeling more and more tired and unmotivated. I started to feel quite frustrated by the lack of progress. I was there for just a few days now, but I already felt tired. I had no idea how these people have put up with this routine during the last few months. I was wondering how the situation was in the other research centers. Were they making any progress? Or having the same difficulties as us? During this time, I found Tessa around the library only for a few brief moments. Each day, she looked more tired. Tessa, are you sure everything's okay? Don't worry, it's just lack of sleep. You need to take some time to rest. You can't keep working like this. I know. I'll try to get some sleep once I finish my tasks. How's the research work going? We're not making much progress. Do you have any news about the other centers? Do you know how their research is doing? We don't know anything. The centers aren't allowed to share the work they do. What do you mean? The lords who fund each center want exclusivity in everything that's discovered. What? You're making these people work when we could be working together? Oh, you mofos, you people just in it for the money and exclusivity and wanting to be like, we're the ones who found, fuck off. They don't allow the researchers to exchange information. This is ridiculous. We could be making so much more progress if we could share our discoveries with each other. I agree with you. When the centers were organized, many researchers were really upset about the decisions of the lords. But they have the financial resources to keep this place running. In the end, they always get things done the way they want. Can we try to talk to them about it? You have no idea how hard it is to talk to them. I know the situation isn't ideal, but we're doing the best we can with what we have. In the next few days, I had a really hard time dealing with the frustration I was feeling. And the worst thing is that I started to feel something besides frustration. I also started to feel guilty about not getting any results. I felt guilty for the people who were suffering because of this horrible situation, and I couldn't find a way to solve the problem. So I forced myself to spend more time in the library and take books to my room and read at night. I got into a horrible routine of working all the time and feeling guilty for stopping to eat or sleep. Don't do that. You are not a robot. You are not a robot. You are not a robot. You need rest. You need sleep. You need time to be yourself and to relax. And if you're like, man, I could be doing something that is productive. No. Resting is productive. This made my mental health get really bad in just a few days. I knew that the way I was working would definitely make me sick, but I had no idea how to solve the situation. If only I could be more productive. I won't be of help to anybody if I keep doing this. I can't stop now. I need to try harder. No. I won't be able to help anyone if I'm going into this negative spiral. I don't know if this will give me the romance route. I don't know if this will be a bad ending, but we're not doing this. If I keep working like this, I'll damage my health for sure. And if it happens, I won't be able to do anything for anyone. While I was lost in thoughts, I realized that something was happening in the library. I think someone was calling for help. Someone help! Please, I need help here! I ran to see what was going on and found Tessa lying on the floor and Archie panicking beside her. Oh no, Tessa! What happened here? She wasn't feeling well and passed out. Tessa was looking quite tired these few days. I think she's exhausted from all the work she's been doing. Oh, Anna? What happened? Calm down. Don't get up so fast. You passed out. Can you take care of her? I'm going to tell Master Albion what's happening and get a doctor from the infirmary to see her. Sure, I'll take care of her. Did I pass out? Damn, I don't have time for this. There's so much work to be done. It's precisely because of the work you passed out. You're overwhelmed, Tessa. You need to get some rest. We can't rest. People are counting on us to find a cure. Lives depend on our work. How can I stop when I know that there are people out there suffering? I understand. I feel that way too. But I don't think we can help anyone if we all collapse from exhaustion. I stayed by her side for a while, and after a few minutes, Master Albion arrived at the library. Tessa, are you okay? Archie just told me what happened. Master Albion, I'm sorry about this. Calm down. Don't get up. Archie's bringing a doctor to see you. I don't need a doctor. Just give me a few minutes and I'll be back at work. She tried to get up again, but she looked so pale and weak that she could fall down again at any moment. Master Albion was looking at her very concerned. Can't keep working like this, Tessa. But I'm responsible for many things here. The center can't stop because I'm not feeling well. I'll find someone to help you with your tasks. You should get some rest now. But we have urgent things to attend to. You won't be able to do anything like this. Worry only about recovering and getting healthy again. We'll find a way to take care of everything in the meantime. I can help with some of your tasks. Just tell me what needs to be done. I can't ask you to do my job. It's not fair. Don't worry. The most important thing now is for you to have time to recover. Archie arrived with a doctor who insisted on examining Tessa to make sure everything was okay. While the doctor was taking care of her, Master Albion came to talk to me. Are you sure you can handle some of Tessa's tasks? Yes, I think I can take care of a few more things. Great, come with me. That was quick! I followed him to his office. You may already know that our center is funded by one of the lords of the country. Yes, I heard about that. Lord Gavin is responsible for keeping this place running. In exchange for the financial resources, he wants exclusivity in everything that's discovered and produced here. So we need to send him weekly reports of all our research and the progress we're making. Writing these reports takes a lot of our time. It's an unnecessary bureaucracy. But we need to follow the rules of the Lord who send us financial resources. Tessa was organizing the work of each research team so that I could summarize everything and write this week's report. Do you think you can do this in her place? Yes, I can take care of that part, but... Why are we doing weekly reports for a lord when we could spend that time working on more important things? Because we depend on their support to keep this place running. Without money, we can't do anything, but to have these resources, we need to do things his way. I agree that some things don't make any sense. We've tried to talk about it with Lord Gavin several times, but it's hard to argue with someone who just expects you to obey everything he says without question. There's no way to convince him that we need to prioritize other things? That we can use this time in a better way? What do you suggest I tell him? That the researchers can rest if they have more time. That we can make more progress if we have more time. That he's not a researcher and doesn't know what he's doing. Well, I'm not saying this is what we need to do, but if we tell him that, maybe he will be more inclined to do it. Let's do this one. That we can make more progress if we have more time. That's what I always say to try to convince him. But he's very suspicious. He thinks that at any moment we can trick him and sell our research to someone else. That's why he always comes up with ways to keep control of what we do here, with reports, frequent visits, and things like that. Anyway, complaining about this won't do us any good now. It's not a very good situation, but we need to keep working as best as we can. Can you take care of this task? Yes, I'll help with that. Man! This is annoying, but it's also like very indicative of the real world. You can use my office for work. Tessa had already started to work on this. You can find her papers on that desk. I need to check. Master! Sorry to interrupt, but there's a problem with one of the research teams in the lab. They're having a hard time finding some materials. Could you tell me where Tessa kept the lab records? More problems now. I'll go over there and take care of it. You don't need to go. Just tell me where the records are and I'll let the researchers know. Tessa kept those records well organized. I'm not going to let them mess with everything. Don't look at me like this, Archie. It's my responsibility to keep everything here organized. If you insist. They left the office and I was there alone, staring at the pile of papers I needed to analyze and organize. It was sad to know that so much of our work was tied up in this pointless bureaucracy when we could use our time for more important things. If the situation is like this for all the centers, then I'm not surprised that we still didn't find a cure. I looked around the office while trying to build up some courage to start working on the weekly report. There were a few coffee mugs piled up in the corner of the office, along with books and papers. It looks like Master Albion also had a few sleepless nights. I started to feel a bit worried about the way we were working. Hard work and effort were more than necessary for sure, but the way we were doing it didn't feel right. Most people there were already reaching their limit. I don't know if putting our health at risk by overworking is the best option. Anyway, I decided to do the best I could to help with the reports. I worked all day, but when the night came, I had a hard time trying to stay awake. I must have fallen asleep at some point, because I wake up startled when I heard the sound of the door closing. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, damn, sorry, I think I fell asleep. It's okay. It's quite late. You should get some rest. But I haven't finished it yet. You've done enough. I'll correct your work and take care of what's missing. Correct? Master, I guarantee that I transcribed all the data correctly. You don't have to waste your time with corrections. I always review all the work and rewrite what I think is not good. Don't you trust others can do a good job? It's not like that. I just need to make sure everything was done right. Perfectionist? Maybe? Or maybe he's like, if the reports aren't 100% perfect, they'll send it back and be like, you know, make that a reason to do more of these things that'll keep us away from research. And the only way is your way? Why are we wasting time discussing this? I said you've done enough. Stop being stubborn and go to sleep. I can finish this myself. You don't have to take care of everything yourself. I looked at the pile of coffee mugs. You also need to rest. From the amount of coffee you've been drinking, it looks like you haven't slept properly for at least a few days. Did you come here to help me with a report or to control how much coffee I drink? Stop worrying about it and just follow my orders. I was a little surprised by his reaction. He looked quite tired and a little annoyed. I think arguing with him now won't help at all. I'll let you take care of the work then. Have a good night. I got up and left without even looking at him. I offered to help, but he decided to act like an arrogant idiot and do everything himself. I thought I'd go to my room and sleep, but I got so annoyed by what happened that I ended up going to the library to work on my research. I picked up my books and started reviewing my notes, but it didn't take long for me to fall asleep again. But I couldn't sleep for a long time. What? What is going on with this library? No, guys, senators aren't sabotaging each other, are they? I woke up in the middle of the night with a weird smell. I got scared when I looked around and realized that the library was full of smoke. I saw that there was a group of people in one of the hallways and I could hear Tessa's voice. Stay away from the lab area. Please keep your distance for your safety. Tessa, what are you doing here? You should be resting. I couldn't ignore the smoke smell, Archie. I had to come here and see what was going on. You don't have to worry. I already warned Master Albion. He's calling for help. Do you know what caused all this? I'm not sure. I think someone forgot something. Or perhaps one of the lab's devices was not used correctly. Whatever it was, caused a small fire in the lab room. I figured it might have been something like this. Anyway, it's best to keep our distance. There are a lot of alchemy materials there, so I'm not sure if it's safe to enter. Let's stay away until the help arrives and check on the place. We only have a few hours until dawn, Archie. People will soon get here to work and won't be able to use this lab. That means more delays. You shouldn't worry about that right now. The most important thing is to make sure everyone here is safe. And you know these accidents and delays are only happening because of the excessive working hours that are leaving you all exhausted. But what can we do, Archie? Do you expect me to go back to sleep knowing what's going on here? I understand the responsibility we have, but it's horrible to see you guys overloading yourself with work and trying to solve everything on your own. None of you will be able to do this for much longer if things don't change. Archie was right. The situation was definitely not good. But for now, we'd better focus on solving the most urgent problems. The library was full of smoke and we couldn't work under these conditions. Maybe I can help with something. Offer to help. This is not... Well, we're gonna offer to help because everything's on, smoke. It's all smoky. As much as I love my voice for Archie, man, it's a workout there. Hydration Nation. Tessa, is there anything I can do to help? More help is always welcome. We need to take care of all this smoke first. Could you help to open the library windows and doors? I hurried to do what she asked, so at least the library would be available to use. We then moved the desks in the back to the front of the library, keeping them away from the lab. This way, everyone that was using the library would be able to keep doing their work without a problem. It was already morning when we finished organizing everything. Master Albion set a team to check the condition of the lab, and Tessa and Archie went to speak with them. They left after a few minutes, and I approached to see if everything was okay. Is it safe to use the lab? Fortunately, there's nothing toxic in there that could harm someone's health. After we organize everything, it'll be ready to be used again. But the damage was greater than I imagined. We lost a lot of materials and instruments. Not to mention that most of the supplies we were going to send to the field unit were destroyed. That's too bad. I'll put together a list of what we need to get the lab up and running again. And I'll have to talk to Master Albion about all the damage. Let me take care of it. I'll talk with Master Albion. Check if we can do something with what's left. I walked into the lab with Tessa, and she immediately started cleaning up. She already has so many tasks and responsibilities, but she never complains about helping with other things. I didn't want to see her taking care of all that by herself, so I decided to help. Master Albion arrived to check on the situation a few minutes later. He looked around the lab and sighed wearily. Oh my god, your eyes. Dude, I need you to sleep. Master, I know. Archie told me everything. I will inform Lord Gavin of what happened and request more resources to get the lab back up and running. Losing the medicines we made for the field unit is what worries me. I'll let them know that the shipment is going to be delayed. He spoke in that calm and controlled way, but it was hard to hide how frustrated he was with all that. I'll check the schedules and see if I can find someone to work on the supplies again. No need. I'll take care of it. Let the researchers continue their work. They can't stop. But Master, you already have too many responsibilities. I can do this. It's easy to make what they need. I think I can do everything with what we still have here. Just let me know when you're finished the cleaning. He left without giving Tessa a chance to say anything, and didn't even look at me in the time he spent there. Like last night, he wanted to do all of the work by himself. What is his problem with sharing the work with others? Is it possible that he didn't trust the competence of others to do the tasks? These medicines are really important for the field unit. I hope Master Albion can make them quickly. It's not the kind of thing we can delay. Their work must be quite complicated for them to need so many things. It sure is. They can't maintain operations without these medicines. And if they can't continue, the cities will be totally unprotected. We both focused on cleaning the lab, and it took us a few hours to get everything ready. Archie arrived when we were almost done. Tessa, we have a problem at the library. Some researchers are complaining that they can't find some books and notes. It must be because we moved the desks. Are you serious? Can't they solve this themselves? Organizing the lab is our priority. They're starting to accuse each other of stealing research. I can't believe this. How can they act like that when we have so many other things to worry about? You can go over there and sort it out, Tessa. I'll finish organizing things here. Is that okay? Of course. Leave it to me. I'm starting to get tired of having to worry about such trivial things. I'm going to scold those idiots. Don't be alarmed if you hear me screaming. Good. She needs it. Let's go. No, Archie. Let her scream. I believe in you, Tessa. Stay calm, Tessa. I'm always calm, Archie. I'm tired of being calm all the time. It's ridiculous to see adults making a fuss over such silly things. She stormed out of the lab, and Archie flew after her, a little worried. It didn't take long before I heard her scolding whoever was making trouble in the library. I'm proud of her. Tessa was always kind and controlled. It was funny to see her losing it like that. But I think the fact that she's always willing to help and never says no is what overwhelms her. Maybe it's a good idea for her to start setting limits. I focused on cleaning, and a few minutes later, Master Albion got back to the lab. How's work going here? Almost done. You can start working now if you want. Thank you for helping to organize the lab. I can take care of things now. I can stay and help. Tessa told me these supplies are really important for the field unit. I don't need your help. I can get things done faster. You can go back to your work. We can't delay our research any longer. But making these medicines is urgent, isn't it? Yes, that's why I'll take care of it myself. But I can help. but I can do it better and faster. So that's it. You think I'm not capable enough to help? That's not what I said. Why can't you just follow my orders? Because your orders are stupid sometimes, sweetie. Let people help you. I was starting to get really annoyed by his behavior. All right, Master, stop being so arrogant. Why don't you accept a... No, I'm not letting him off the hook. Stop being so arrogant. Why don't you accept help? Why don't you accept help? I accept help. Sometimes. But there's no need in the situation. You don't have to delay your work because of this. What about your work? I can handle everything myself. Sorry to interrupt, but I think you would like to know that everyone in the library can hear you arguing. Tessa screamed enough for today. We don't need 2 scandals in the same day. Do you need anything, Archie? Yes. We received a message from the field unit asking about the supplies. They need to get the next shipment as soon as possible. So I suggest you accept the help and solve this problem. I can't believe it. They're asking for a lot of things and still want to rush us? We wouldn't have this problem if they didn't consume everything so quickly and if people here didn't set the lab on fire. Are people not aware of all the problems they're causing? I'm aware that we have a lot of people here who are exhausted, and yet they're trying to do their best. And doesn't matter how incredibly good you are at your job, even you have limits, Master. You can't do all this work alone. I can handle a few more things without a problem, Archie. Oh, really? And when was the last time you slept or had a decent meal? That's what I thought! What will happen if the master of this place collapses from exhaustion? Your actions really make me worried sometimes. Please, accept the help and solve the supply problem as soon as possible. I thought he was going to complain and insist on doing the work himself. But he apparently had no way to argue and just sighed in defeat. All right. Let's get started with this. Great. I'll let Tessa know that Anna will be working here at the lab today. So, like, Archie's a messenger, but he's, like, not second in command, but he's a really huge support. We stan Archie. If you haven't commented anything yet and you made it this far in the video, leave a comment saying we stan Archie. Like, Archie's the best. Any compliment for Archie. As soon as Archie left, he started sorting out the instruments and materials he needed. I didn't really know how to act around him after what just happened. The only interaction we had was when we split tasks, and then we spent several hours in silence. I was focused on my work for most of the time, but I noticed that Master Albion didn't look very well. It looks like he was exhausted and could pass out at any minute. I started to get worried about him, but I put that thought aside when I realized he stopped his work and was looking at me. Are you going to do your job, or are you just going to stare at me? He was definitely in a bad mood. I don't know if he was always like this, or if he was just irritated by all the stress and lack of sleep. Are you letting your infusions heat up for too long? Or you are. You're letting your infusions heat up for too long. What? Your infusions. You're taking too long to complete these processes. I'm doing it exactly as described in the instructions. It'll take too long if you do it like this. Let me do it. No, take care of your own job and let me do mine. You're too slow. We can't waste any more time on this. Then stop interfering with my work and worry about yours. That's the problem. I'm the goddamn master of this place. I need to worry about the work of everyone. It's my responsibility to keep everything here working. But nothing here is actually working. Everything is delayed and we're not making any progress. Dude is going in a spiral. A downward spiral. And there are slow people like you who mess up everything. What did you say? It doesn't matter. Just let me. He got up to reach the vials on the other table, but stopped suddenly and had to lean on the counter to avoid falling. Are you feeling okay? Damn it. You should sit down or you'll end up passing out. I'm fine. I just need a few minutes. He definitely wasn't fine. But But apparently he was too proud to admit that even he had limits. Do you want me to call a doctor? No need. Then I'll let Tessa and Archie know that you... No. Definitely not. Don't tell them about this. And what do you intend to do? I told you, I'm fine. Just give me a few minutes. This situation is getting ridiculous. We are doing the same fight every goddamn time. I need you to understand your limits. Do you just want me to watch while you feel sick? You're in no condition to keep working. Do you want me to just watch while you feel sick? Really? Because this is what's happening, and everyone else is going to start noticing it too. I'll be fine. Stop worrying. Did you eat anything today? I had coffee. Coffee is not food. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I know coffee's not food. You need to take better care of yourself. Enough of this. Just let me get back to my work. If I let you keep working like this, you'll end up setting the lab on fire again. I think you better stop here and go to sleep before you start causing trouble. Why are you so stubborn? Why are you? Literally, the pot calling the kettle black. Like, you're the one being stubborn. If you don't get some rest right now, I'm going to call Tessa and Archie to drag you to your room. Don't you dare. I won't let you get those two involved. And how are you going to stop me? Do you plan to run after me? You can't even stand. All right then, just don't tell them anything. I don't want them to be worried for no reason. He left the lab reluctantly, but at least he agreed to rest. I don't know if I'm doing good on his route or if I'm just making him really freaking annoyed. I kept working for a few more hours until nightfall. Then I organized the materials and instruments we were using and decided to follow my own advice and rest too. I didn't get much sleep last night. The next morning, I went back to the lab to continue my work, and he was already there. Master Albion didn't seem happy to see me, but at least he was looking better. Good morning. Did you sleep well? You look better today, so I guess you got some sleep. He completely ignored me and kept working, so I did the same. I focused on my task for a while, but then got distracted by looking at the way he worked. He was incredibly organized and efficient. A good night's sleep actually improved his productivity. Master Albion was making the medicines much faster than I was. Maybe ask him for help? Ask him about his process and we can both be fast, because we got rest too. I decided to watch him working to see if I could learn something. Good girl, good girl. I don't know for how long I kept paying attention to him. You're doing it again. Doing what? You keep staring at me. What's your problem? Sorry about that. I was just curious about the way you work. I'm following the instructions, but you're getting everything done way faster. How do you do that? These meds are quite simple. You don't have to prepare them all one by one. You can prepare the base all at once and gradually add it when they're in the infusion phase. He showed me how he was doing it, and I was a little surprised by the way he was talking. For a moment, I thought he was going to talk to me with that arrogant tone, but he didn't. Actually, he seemed happy to be able to talk about his process and share his knowledge. But it only works for simple formulas. If you try to do this with something complex, you'll have problems. Unless you use... He stopped talking suddenly and looked at me. I'm sorry. Am I talking too much? No, not at all. It's good to learn new methods to improve my work. People often say I sound arrogant when I talk like that. Well, you do seem arrogant in some situations, but not now. It looks like you really enjoy this kind of work. He smiled! Oh, baby boy smiled! Oh, I love it. I love it. This is why I go for some of the meaner routes and, like, you know, the hard to crack ones, because when they smile, it's so sweet. I love you. I'm gonna keep you safe. You just don't know it. Yes, I've always enjoyed working in the lab. I spent a lot of time alone worrying only about my experiments. But then they thought it was a good idea to appoint me as master of the center. And now I'm responsible for managing all these researchers. You don't like this position? It's not that I don't like it. I just thought the job would be different. I was pretty excited at first. I really wanted to contribute to the research and help to find a cure. But as a master, I don't get to work in the lab as much as I would like. My work is more about organizing others and taking care of the bureaucracy in this place. It's not an easy job to manage everything, and it's completely different than what I'm used to. Now that I think about it, I believe it was a mistake to give this position to me. I'm terrible at dealing with people. I understand, it's not easy. But no one expects you to find the answers to every problem on your own. You can ask for help if you're having a hard time. I'm always in conflict about this. It's my responsibility to make things work here. Every day we try to work harder, we put extra hours, we force ourselves to stay awake during the night, but still we're not making any progress. I try to solve as many things as possible on my own so researchers can focus on finding a cure, but it's not working. I don't know if it's the way we're doing things or if it's the time we waste with bureaucracy. The only thing I know is that I can't find a solution for this. I think I spend too much time alone and I don't know how to work in a team anymore. Or perhaps I am just an arrogant fool. Well, things don't have to be that way. You could accept more help and trust others. Everyone here is doing the best they can. Perhaps you're right. I hate to admit it, but you were right to tell me to rest yesterday. I didn't realize that I was having some trouble to focus for being so tired. Of course I was right. Don't think I'll let you order me around just because of this. After this conversation, the mood became lighter and it was easier to work. We worked on the meds all day. It was already night when I decided to take a break. I decided to make some tea to help me relax and ended up bringing a mug from Master Albion too. Here, I made some tea for you. Tea? Yes, it's a way to say thank you for what you taught me today. I don't usually drink tea. I prefer coffee. It helps me keep awake. It helps to keep me awake, excuse me. You should try it. Tea usually helps me to relax and sleep better at night. All right, I'll try it. He stopped working and sat on the table in front of me. It's sweeter than I thought it would be. I like to add some honey, but if you think it's too sweet, I'll make yours without honey next time. Next time? Do you plan on making tea for me again? If you like it, I can make it again. I think I did. It's weird to stop in the middle of work for tea. I don't usually take breaks. Having a break always helps me. I can get back to work with more focus when I take a few minutes to rest. And I like tea, especially at night. I like to hold the mug of tea like this to warm my hands. I didn't know you were cold. Here, feels better this way?
Yes, I love it when we get a full splash. Yes!
He set his mug aside and placed his hands over mine. I was so surprised that I didn't really know how to react. I was just silent, feeling the warmth of his hands.
Thank you, Otome gods.
It's hard to hold lab instruments with cold hands. I always use... Anna, is there a problem?
We get the blushies!
As soon as he noticed the blush on my face, he let go of my hands and walked away. I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
And he gets the blushies!
I didn't think. It's okay. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. You didn't. That felt really nice, actually. That was weird. No, it wasn't. I didn't feel uncomfortable. Don't say anything. I mean, I didn't feel uncomfortable. It was actually really, really nice and really, really sweet. I'm good. Don't worry. You didn't do anything wrong. I was just a little surprised. He looked away and seemed to be a bit embarrassed by what happened. We kept silent for a while until I heard a flap of wings approaching the lab. I have a message for you, Master. Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting something? It's okay. Let me see this. He started reading the message and looked a bit surprised. It's a message from Lord Gavin. He says he's coming tomorrow for a visit. His visits are never a good thing. Why does he have to come in here? To annoy us and get in the way of our work? Archie. But it's true. Lord Gavin comes from time to time to see how the researchers are going. He won't be happy when he hears about the last accident and the delay it's going to cause. Damn it. He's coming tomorrow morning. I'll need to organize the reports and have everything ready for his arrival. Don't worry, I can keep working here while you take care of those things. Are you sure you can do it? Of course. And I'll be able to do it faster with the tips you gave me. I'm counting on you then. As soon as the two of them left the lab, I went back to work. But I was having a hard time focusing. I could only think about the touch of his hands.
And I think that is a great, great, great place to save
and go back to the main menu. Wait, can I not? How do I go to main menu? How does one quit? This is this? Is it? No? Escape is this. Well, that is something I will figure out after I finish this recording. Once again, we got a cute moment. We got the full splash art. Ugh. Beautiful. And again, I am a sucker for the fight, fight, fight. Kiss, kiss, kiss. So, I'm happy. And that concludes my path. Again, I like that the artwork stood up the entire time, like it was on the same level as the main screen that we saw in the very beginning. Sorry, I couldn't figure out how to get back to there. The writing, the situations of the writing is really, really good. There's a lot of grammar errors, and I personally would be like, hey, I kind of want to message them and be like, hey, can I go through your game and like fix the grammar? Because I think that was the only thing that was really like more on the weaker side. And when you're reading it, when I'm reading it out loud, I don't read every individual word when I'm playing these games. I tend to kind of intake the whole sentence and read it as naturally as possible. That's why I take lots of double and triple words and I make them into contractions. So in that case, it was kind of okay because it worked more for my brain and my reading, but I could understand how it might not seem as clear or as flowing to other people. So I would say I'm going to continue this game, but I would like to go through and personally just fix all the grammar. But maybe that's just the writer in me or whatever. But I like the characters. Tessa's really cute. Archie's really cute. The side characters are also very, very strong, which is very nice to see in games. I love it. You guys, if you liked this game and you want to play through, you're like, I can't wait, Reaper. I want to play completely through, and I want to romance Albion and get to the end before you. Description box, all that info. Go, enjoy, have fun. As well as check out maybe my socials and information. Sexy Spicy September, I'll be playing a new game every day until the end of September, or I'll be streaming a new game. So come and check us out. I'd really appreciate it. And with that, everyone, I hope you have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.